Okay, so today I'm building a Caribbean style home. There was a new patch, or I guess it was just an update in the game that was released yesterday, and it was all Caribbean themed stuff, and I really wanted to try and use all of it in a build. I've been wanting to use all the Jungle Adventure stuff in a build anyway, but when this pack came out, I knew I definitely had to do something. Also, I switch up a lot of things in this build. Like, I put all the windows in and then change them all, and there are things like that I sort of cut out. And at one point, I build the house. I did save after I got the structure of the house done, but then I was trying to do something. I forgot what I was trying to do, but basically I got angry at my game and started clicking things really fast, and the game crashed, and it didn't save the progress I had made on the house, so I had to come back in, redo all of it, and then keep recording. So if any of it kind of looks different and it just kind of randomly switches to a different looking house, that's why. I tried my best to replicate what I had already done with maybe a few improvements, but for the most part everything should just kind of line up with how the beginning of the video was. But that is one reason that you don't get angry at your game and just start clicking things randomly, because it could not handle my rage, and it just shut down on me and left me so angry. But then I just came back and redid it all, which was kind of frustrating, but I made it. Anyway, so I went into Google and I typed in Caribbean mansion, I think. This house, I wouldn't really call it a mansion. It's only got 3 bedrooms, but I just wanted to kind of get an idea for what the outside of the house should look like. I made up the floor plan myself and just went with whatever I thought looked best. But for the outside, I wanted it to look kind of like a picture that I found on Google. So I used a Google picture for the outside, and then just my imagination basically for the inside. I don't normally build garages because I'm not a huge fan. I just don't really see the point, because we don't actually have cars and we don't actually have garage doors. So there's almost no point other than just for, I don't know, just to look at. So typically I will not build garages in my builds, and also because it's hard to even fudge like a garage door type thing because of the foundation. It doesn't, if you want to use like a type of paint to kind of simulate a garage door, you can't do it with the foundation because foundations are different than paint and they won't match. So it does look kind of silly that way. But the house in the picture had a garage there, and I thought that I could make it look pretty good. So I went for it anyway. It's not my favorite feature with this house, but I still think it looks good on the outside. It's all like white stucco, so the theme was kind of like a mostly white with brown, like brown windows and just touches of brown all around. And so that's kind of what I'm doing now. I'm playing around with the windows. I couldn't find any that I liked. I did start out with these ones, and I changed them later on because they just weren't working for me. I wasn't getting the Caribbean vibes from these windows. So, and oh yeah, here's where I just jump right back into the game. I also did a little bit of work on the outside. So I like put in a pool and stuff, and I changed so much when it came to just that back area. Like, I went back and changed things a million times, and I can't even remember if... Actually, no, this is not even the point where my game crashed. I had just gone off camera and built the backyard and done the floor plan because it was just too much, and it was taking way too long trying to do something with the backyard. So I just cut that out, and I didn't do much for the floor plan. I was trying to, but yeah, as you can see, there's nothing really going on there. I think I will skip over this again as I'm trying to put the stairs in. I think this right here is where my game crashes, because as you can see, I was trying to do my signature open ceiling above the foyer, and it wasn't working, and I totally messed it up so bad that I couldn't fix it. And so I started hitting the back button, and I hit it like 6 times in a row because it was pissing me off so badly. And then my game was like, no, you can't do that. So here I am, came back in and put in all these new windows, which I liked a lot better. I had done like a little balcony in the back area. Just things like that I did off camera because they were so tedious and took so long. And it does suck to cut things out, I know that, but I think it would suck even more to have to watch me struggle with all these things. So yeah, there are certain things that I just thought would be better not not in the video. And as you can see, the garage door, that is like the final look for the garage door. I use like wood paneling and just some little windows and a makeshift garage door handle thing just to make it look like a garage. But it's not going to go down to the foundation. It will not be on floor level, that brown paint. So it does look like it kind of hovers. I don't know how you get your car in there. You would need a ramp, but yeah, that's not really the point anyway. It's just for looks, basically. Some things we just can't get to be perfect. So the floor plan I did cut out because wow, did it ever take me a long time. I don't know why these things take me so long, but the floor plan was a little ridiculous. And I didn't even do anything that exciting with the floor plan, so I don't know why it takes so long, but I did eventually figure it out. And then I realized that not all the windows matched, like the colors, so I had to go in and make sure that all the windows had the same color, because for whatever reason, there are 2 different colors of brown that are very, very similar. Then I went upstairs and changed everything because I thought it's definitely big enough for 3 bedrooms and 2 bathrooms up there, and it originally just had 2 bedrooms. So I wanted to, and most of my builds have 2 bedrooms. So I wanted to move things around a little bit and make room for 3 bedrooms, so that's what I did. And then the master bedroom has that balcony there that overlooks the backyard. I tried my best to use absolutely everything that the update came with. It wasn't like a ton of stuff, like I was excited about it, but it definitely wasn't a ton of stuff. I think it came with sliding doors, which is really exciting. We really needed those in the game. I'm happy about that. So there's like, I think there's 4 different sliding doors. It came with a ceiling fan, which I was really excited about. And if you put the ceiling fan in and you go into live mode, it actually moves. So that's kind of cool to see it spinning, even though it doesn't do anything. It's not a light. When I was first looking for it, because I came into my game to check everything out, when I first was looking for the ceiling fan, I went into lights because I thought it would be a light / ceiling fan, but it's not. It's just a decor item. And I mean, it's not, I like it, but I do wish it had a little more function to it. Like, it doesn't help with seasons. It doesn't cool your Sims down. It's not a replacement for turning on the AC or anything like that. And it's not a light. So it's just a decor item that spins, which is kind of cool, but I mean, they definitely had the opportunity to have some more function to it, I guess, and it doesn't. So that's that. It also came with, there's a new wallpaper that has like palm trees or leaves on it, I think. I used it. I can't remember what it looks like, but I did use it. And what else did it come with? It came with a new love seat and chairs. Unfortunately, there isn't like a 3-seat couch that matches, which is unfortunate because I feel like they do that a lot. They put in different themes for couches and chairs, but they don't do like a matching set. They either do like a chair and a love seat or a long couch and a chair. I would just love a set of all 3. That would be perfect. But it did not come with that. But I used a lot of the stuff from Jungle Adventure. I think I used just about everything that you can get in Jungle Adventure that wasn't too, like, I didn't use any of the relics or any of the, like, the older type stuff that you'd find. Well, I don't know. I guess when your sim goes into Selvadorada, you can do different things where you have to, like, collect relics and stuff. So I didn't use that kind of stuff. I just used most of the decor items and plants. And the new pack also came with 2 terrible hairstyles. Actually, no. 1 terrible hairstyle and 1 okay hairstyle for women. And then 1 hairstyle for men as well. I didn't like any of the stuff in Create a Sim, honestly. I went in and I was like, what? I didn't like it at all. I didn't think that it even looked good in the game. Like, there's 1 hairstyle that is curly and it kind of hangs down. Like, it's a shorter hair, but it's like, it kind of hangs down in front of their face. And it would be good if the hair had some texture, but the graphics, like, it's just not good. It's not smooth, it's choppy. It doesn't look good. The idea was good, but the hairstyle doesn't look good. And then there's another interesting hairstyle that I don't really like. And all of the clothes give me major Vivian Banks vibes from Fresh Prince of Bel-Air, because they're like very vibrant, that like late 80s, early 90s style. That's what it makes me think of, which would be good because I have been thinking about doing my decades challenge again, and if I did, there's some clothes for the 80s and 90s, even though it's meant to be for for like Jungle Adventure. It's meant to be Caribbean, but that's not really the vibe I'm getting. I do like the pack, but the stuff in Create a Sim, just not a huge fan, really. I don't think that I'll ever use it. Maybe, because in my Aspirations Challenge, the whole point of that is to try all different types of lifestyles, and if I ever have any Sims that come to Zelda Dorado a lot, or they're like, I don't know, Jamaican, then maybe I will, but other than that, it doesn't really fit into the game that well, I don't think. So in the living room, I used the love seat again. Disappointed because there was no like long couch in the same style. I love that coffee table though. That, aside from the ceiling fan, is probably my favorite item from the update. I really like the coffee table. I think I like it because it's pretty versatile. Like you can use it in other themes, I guess, of a house. It doesn't have to be a Caribbean theme, so I really liked that. I used a lot of those like the pottery type stuff, like those big pots and the vases and stuff like that. And yeah, I was playing around with like the paint tool a lot with this build. So there are like feature walls, and the paint isn't always the same in every room. So there's a bit, I don't know if it flows as naturally as I wanted it to, but I really wanted to use different colors for the wallpapers. So in some places it's just that plain white. In some places it has that the tile that came with Jungle Adventure, and then in the living room I used the new wallpaper, which I really like. I think I put the wallpaper in a little bit later though, because it just occurred to me that I hadn't used it yet. I played around trying to find some window coverings for these two big windows in the dining room, but I ended up just taking them off because I felt like it didn't really suit the house very well. Like I thought whoever lived here would want the light to come in and wouldn't want to have the windows covered like that. So I did end up taking those off, and you can see I'm always struggling to find different types of plants. Like I've seen them all a million times, but I'm always scrolling through like I've never seen them before, and it takes me so long to pick these things. And I had to turn my volume down there because I was listening to Andrew Arcade, who I just discovered, and he's really funny, and his YouTube channel, and he also streams on Twitch, and so I was watching like all his streams that he had uploaded onto YouTube for the Not So Berry challenge. His challenge is pretty interesting, a little different, but I'm obsessed with watching other YouTubers do the Not So Berry challenge just because I've done it myself and I know how much fun it is, and it's interesting to see how other people do it. So that's what I was doing while I did this build, listening to Andrew Arcade, who is very, very entertaining. And in this bathroom, I've been using a lot of the wall lights for my builds lately because I think it adds a little bit of realism as opposed to just those plain round ceiling lights, like the pot lights. Not a huge fan. I use them in all my builds just to light the place up. Like the first thing I do is build a house and light it up with those tiny little round lights, and usually I take them out if I remember. So in this room I'm looking for the ceiling fan. It was not easy. I can never find that stupid thing. So it took me a while, honestly. It took me a long time. Like this is sped up 7 times and that's how long it took me. But I did find it. And when I went into live mode, or I guess into like the camera mode, I made sure to watch, oh my dog. I made sure to watch it, or I made sure to like not just have it paused so you could actually see it spinning, and it's actually pretty cool. I didn't actually put in like a video of that at the end. I should have among the screenshots. That would have been a good idea, but I did not do that unfortunately. But it does look really cool when you're in live mode. And then the white paint just wasn't doing it for me. I wanted that back wall to be a different color, so I gave it that kind of beige tone and just put in some other decorative items like wall hangings and plants, and just as much as I could because I didn't want it to be too bare. And there's just so much that came with the Jungle Adventure pack and the update. I wanted to try and use everything. Also, I wanted to steer clear of the signature spiral chandelier that I always use for the foyers, especially when it has like an open ceiling like this one does. My last 4, maybe even 5 builds have had open ceilings because I just love the way it looks. You get into the screenshots and it's so exciting to see how it turns out, and I love this one. This one might be my favorite, I think, for the open ceilings that I've done. But yeah, the foyer is a little weird because there's those 2 little nooks that go in behind, kind of. So it was hard to fill those up, but I just put like some seating there, some decorative items and a shoe rack, and then the garage door is also there as well. And I did originally put that wallpaper in this room as well, but once I went upstairs I saw that it doesn't, I wanted like the whole foyer even going up to match. So I went upstairs there and realized, oh, I have to change that back to a different color because it doesn't flow and it's not flush with the wallpaper upstairs. So I had to change it to something that was just solid and didn't have any baseboards or anything like that. It would have been nice if the wallpaper had come with an option that didn't have baseboards, but it did not, so I had to make do with that. Upstairs, just another little bathroom. I don't often use these those showers in my builds because I like them, but I always feel like if you use those showers you have to use the tiles to match it, and I don't always want to do that, so I did get to do it in this build. And so this house, since it is a vacation home technically, I built it in Salvadorada. I didn't do any like kids rooms or anything. I just did a master suite and then two just basic bedrooms basically. They each had kind of a different color, but basically the same theme, just in a different color. So that's one of the guest rooms, I guess you could call it. I guess there would be two guest rooms, and then I made sure to put a fan in all of the bedrooms because I didn't want to use it just once in this build. I wanted to use it in a couple different ways, so all the bedrooms have fans. And for some reason I wanted to do the master suite before I did the next bedroom, so I did that. I used all the bedrooms have all the same type of furniture from the Jungle Adventures pack, just in different colors. And yeah, I think that I end up leaving all the walls white, and then I just did a feature wall in each room in a color that kind of matched the bedding. So that's, I did that a little bit later. That idea occurred to me later on. So yeah, I just used that rug that comes with Jungle Adventure because it matched the bed, I thought. And I forgot about the balcony until later on. I mean, I acknowledged that there was a door leading outside, but for some reason I didn't think that I had to go out there and decorate, so I forgot about it until later on. And now just doing the bathroom in this one as well. I really love that sink. I don't use it as often as I should. I really like it. This bathroom does have a tub because it's quite a bit bigger, and I just moved a window over so I could actually make it work the way I wanted to. And just some decor items basically. It's a pretty basic bathroom, but I used everything in there is from the Jungle Adventures pack as well. And then the hallway, I don't know if that's what I do next, but I think it might have been my favorite in the screenshots, I think, is walking through the hallway and being able to kind of look down to the floor below. I thought it worked out really well. Oh, I did put those feature walls in, I guess. That happened so fast I practically missed it. So this room has like an orange and blue tone. Definitely not my favorite colors, but I decided to use it anyway because why not? And yeah, put a fan in there as well, and then another feature wall, which is like really bright blue. It's not my favorite color, but it does match the bedding in there, so I did that one. And I think that's pretty much it for that bedroom. I can't remember if I did the hallway next or if I went outside. Looks like I'm focusing on the hallway. I just did this build this morning, so you'd think I would remember, but I don't. So the hallway, I put as much as I could in there without making it look too cluttered. I always hate though when I find other builds in the gallery and the hallways have absolutely nothing, like nothing on the walls, no tables, nothing like that. So I decided to put in as much as I could without making it look too cluttered. And maybe it does look a little cluttered, but it's interesting to look at least. So there's that. And also the two windows on the other side of the hallway looking outside, they have that little balcony thing on there. I do get rid of that. I don't really know what I was thinking there. I thought I would try something different, but I didn't really like it. So I did get rid of it. And it looks better in the screenshots anyway. That chandelier that I use, it's not really even a chandelier, it's just a big light. It's not my favorite light in the game, but I decided to use it because it kind of matched the theme, and I didn't want anything too fancy, like the hanging chandeliers that came with luxury party stuff, I think. I don't remember what it came with, but there's those hanging chandeliers that I love, but I just didn't think they suited this build very well, so I didn't use them. And then I kind of had a hard time with the back. backyards are not my thing. And this isn't even really a yard, it's a pool. And then I also turned that room into a sunroom, so I gave it a glass roof. I thought it would just be kind of a good place to hang out. But yeah, for some reason I don't know if it's my lack of interest in backyards, but or maybe by this point I just rush through it because I just want to get it done. I'm not sure what it is, but it's not anything too special. The way it is now, I didn't realize that you can't access the pool without, you can access it without a ladder, but you can't access it from like a deck. So I had to make a little area that had like a patio area, I guess, and it had a ladder going into the pool. And then that sunroom, I thought for a while about it, like what did I want to put in here? It's a pretty big sunroom. So I went on Google and looked at like Caribbean sunrooms for, what did I type in? I think it was just Caribbean Mansion sunroom. And most of them just had like a little bar or lounge chairs, which I put in there. And then I had an idea to kind of turn this into a bit of a cabana. So I got rid of that wall there and the fountain and the ferns and had it kind of open. And then I switched the chairs around so that they're looking out at the pool, which I thought was just a better idea. And I'd never really done a cabana style before. And then I thought of having these curtains up as well, because all cabanas have some kind of curtain so you can kind of close them if it gets too bright. And I played around with every single curtain I could find in the game and settled on those black and white ones. And then, yeah, just kind of created 2 lounge chairs back there. And then I keep the table and chairs, and I put in some plants in the corner, but I had an idea to put a bar there, because how could you have like a sunroom, or I guess a cabana, and a pool in the Caribbean with no bar? So I insisted on having a bar. I moved those plants over and put them elsewhere, and then put a bar there instead. So yeah, the sunroom isn't too exciting. It does look good in the screenshots, except the roof. I don't know if you actually see me playing around with it, but the roof clips into the glass roof, and I couldn't get it to go away. I tried bringing it back and it wouldn't go anywhere, and I couldn't fix it, and that was really frustrating. So it does show up if you're in live mode, but or in camera mode, I guess, but I just took screenshots that didn't have that in them. It's a little bit sneaky, but yeah, it's actually a problem. I don't know why I couldn't get rid of it. It was really annoying. I should be able to do whatever I want with the roofs, but the game had other plans, so I had to just take that out entirely. And then this is just like I don't know, I didn't know what to do with this patio area. I just put in some chairs and that little like, I don't know, that wooden thing. I don't even know what that's called. I have no idea. So I just put in some chairs and like a tiny little table, and you could pretty much just put whatever you want back there. By this point I was like, I don't really know what to do with this space. And so right now I'm Googling more ideas because I didn't really know what else I could possibly do. And then I was also looking at landscaping for the front. I wanted to use the ferns that came in the game and the palm trees, and I wanted to look as Caribbean as I could. So this is like my I don't know, my research time. Like every time there's a pause in my video, it's because I'm researching. And so I was glad that the game made it pretty easy by having so much jungle themed plants, I guess. There's so much that came with that pack. It was too much. I didn't even use it all because there was so much. So I was glad about that because it made it easier to finish the landscaping, which is something I normally really struggle with. But this pack made it pretty easy to figure it out because there's just so much of it. So I filled up this entire area with those plants, and then filled it in with a lighter green kind of flower, like almost like a bush, but it's not really tall enough to be a bush. But I just filled that all in, and then put in some more ferns, and I don't know, I thought it looked pretty good. But I didn't know what to do on the side of that driveway, so I just put in some bushes. I think you'll see me take them out because I wanted to try something different there, and then I just put them back because I was like, nope, I don't know what to do with that. So, and I didn't think it looked that bad, so I just kept the bush that was hedges there, and just put in a whole bunch of trees. I really like those short ones, so I used them quite a bit in this build. And I think that is pretty much it for this build, and now we are heading into the screenshots. Thanks for watching.